Hi there, and good evening. If you're watching me from Manila, my name is Martine De Luna, and I am the host of this show in Feminine Leadership. So, I am a transformational coach and a feminine leadership mentor for women who lead. And feminine leadership for me is all about women stepping into their genius, leading from their heart's desires and love for their people while supported by masculine structures and mission. So today I am so excited to start this show. This has been something that's been on my heart for some time now. And with the help of my beautiful friends over at Mafe Management and Consultancy, here I am. So I want to just shout out to Mafe Velasco and team for helping me to make this possible. Wouldn't be possible without them. Okay, so this evening, and if you're watching over in the US, good morning to you. We are going to start some conversations with some friends of mine. I have the honor of holding the space for women in the work that I do as a feminine leadership mentor. And today, I'm going to bring you one of those amazing women that I have the privilege of mentoring. Okay, so if you are watching, please let me know in the comments if you have any questions and if there are anything that you'd like to ask our guest this evening. Okay, so who is our guest? I want to talk a little bit about her because she's very close to my heart and has become one of my very good friends. So my guest is Wanda Tan Kalupig. Now, Wanda is the founder of Working Moms Academy, and this is an education platform that is helping working moms, okay, those moms that are going to the office, they're in corporate, helping moms to overcome stress and burnout so that they can succeed personally and professionally. So it's really exciting, especially since Working Mom Academy was one of the 12 finalists out of over 120 at the last Built to Last hackathon. So this was the very first ever hackathon for female founders in Southeast Asia, and Working Moms Academy was one of those finalists. So that is amazing work. Wanda is a very special woman because she really has a heart for moms and families. She is a corporate trainer. She is also an experienced speaker and personal development coach. And she decided to begin Working Moms Academy because she is so passionate about helping working moms with no academic education or no experience to be prepared for all the roles and responsibilities of motherhood. And so I know you're excited to get to talk to her. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome my guest, Wanda Tan Kalupig. Hey, Wanda.
Hi, Martin. Happy International Women's Day.
Happy
Thank you for
International
having
Women's
me.
Day. Yes. Okay, so Wanda, tell our guests where you're tuning in from, though. I didn't mention it.
I'm based here in Dubai, so it's really an honor to be here because I know we're on different time zones, right? But that's the good thing about technology. You can be connected to anywhere at any time.
Absolutely, right. So what time is it there now? I'm
It's
wondering.
5:34 p.m.
5:34 p.m. Okay, so here in Manila, we're just getting to settle down after dinner. Okay, so for all of you who are watching us in Dubai, maraming salamat po. Thank you very much. Okay, Wands, I just wanted to give, like a little intro about you, but I want you to tell them more. Okay, so why are you in Dubai right now? Like, tell me a little bit, or tell us a little bit about how you ended up there, and maybe your journey the past few years.
It's a long story. How long is this show? No, I think
Oh,
I'll
it's
keep it
30
short.
minutes, but it's okay.
It's
We have
30
time
minutes.
for the
Okay.
first
I
one.
can, in terms of that first question, I can have 30 minutes for that answer already. I've been here for
Okay.
for more than 12 years, but I actually relocated back to Philippines in 2018. But I
Okay.
came back to Dubai in 2019 because of something that happened in the Philippines. But I left the Philippines in 2006 because that time I was thinking I have so much loan. I have the housing
Mm,
loan. I bought my mama house, and then I have 80,000 pesos credit card loan. And I was like, I don't want to live my life for the rest of the years just paying off the loan. And I was
right.
thinking I'm also very tired and burnt out that time because for Intel, I have a very big responsibility managing 5 companies.
Mm,
It was a very good exposure and training. But you just really
mm,
take breaks because you just have to take lunch or dinner, and then you have to work again. So I was like, I cannot sustain this because I will end up killing
mm,
myself. So I sent
right.
a message to my friend and just asked her, how's Dubai? And then she said, it's good here. Do you want to send your CV for in case there's opening? So I just sent my CV to her, and then it landed to one of the people in Emirates Airline. And one day I got a call for an interview to fly to Dubai. So
Mm,
it's as simple as that. And so fast forward to today, I've been here for over 12 years, and this is really like
wow.
second home to me.
Wow. But before, when I met you first, you were in KL, right? But
Yes, yes. So
okay.
I also lived in KL. So what happened? I left in 2014. I told my husband I really want to leave corporate to fully take care of the children. He said the
Mm,
children are young and how about your career? But just park. But God answered my prayer to become a housewife in 2016 when he got relocated to Malaysia. So we were in Malaysia
mm,
from 2017 to 2018, then Manila from 2018 to 2019.
okay. So that's why you were here for a while. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So it must be exciting being a working mom and having been based out of all of these countries. Like, what were some of the things that you learned, like being abroad all this time? Because it can be, I guess, a little bit, I don't know, is it lonely living away from the Philippines? However, you were motivated by the results that you wanted to get, right? But how did you navigate, like, being based in different countries, or how did you get used to kind of like that lifestyle?
First, it's really lonely. I mean, when I came here in 2006, I
Mm-mm.
was still single. I remember every day I'm crying because I miss my
Yeah.
family. And then I don't really know any household chores. And, I don't know how to cook. I don't know
Mm.
how to even use a washing machine, imagine. So I have to make a long distance call, ask mom, how do I use the washing machine? So it
Oh.
was really it was very difficult for me really moving out because I don't know. I always
Mm.
lived with my family for the past 26 years of my life. So when I came here, I really have to be alone. But thankfully, after a few months, my husband now, who is my boyfriend then, he came here and he stayed with me. So at least I felt okay because he was there. And
Right.
I think moving countries is very challenging because it's a different culture. You deal with different nationalities,
Yeah.
especially here in Dubai. But somehow it's also liberating because, like, for example, Martin, here, I mean, in the Philippines, right? When you bring the kids in the evening, they may say, masireno na. But nasa labas pa yung
Mm-mm.
mga bata, di ba? And,
Mm-mm. Exactly.
but here in Dubai, I mean, groceries are open up to 2 a.m. And they're really
Wow.
so yes. So it's really a
That's
norm for
bustling.
kids. Yeah. So the city never sleeps. I mean, I think compared to New York, I think Dubai is the city that never sleeps really because I've seen the difference. And here you can really see kids late at night in the mall. Or you
Wow.
can do grocery at 12 o'clock, and that's fine
Because it's
because it will
safe.
close at 2 a.m. It's
Oh,
very, very safe. It's very, very safe
right.
also.
Right. That's one of the things that I'm grateful for, at least when my dad gave us the opportunity as children to live abroad. Like, we lived in Singapore, we lived in Hong Kong, and I think it's really great when parents get to provide the opportunity to, like, have a global upbringing, for their children. Like, I personally feel that it's wonderful. So I think you're awesome to be able to do that for your kids. Okay, so once I'm curious, and I noticed, we've been working together for a while. but I never really asked you, why did you decide to be a coach for working moms? Because I know when we met and when we started working together, you're a trainer, a trained corporate trainer. But how did you decide that creating like a working moms academy was for you? And what led to this move of feminine leadership to hold the space for working moms in particular?
Okay. So actually, I had a burnout in 2014. And when I was undergoing through that stage, I took a lot of trainings and programs. And I was thinking, I don't want to waste whatever I'm learning. So let me start sharing that. So I started, volunteering here in Dubai in the Filipino community as a trainer. Mindsetting is my first class.
Mm,
So I love training, and I've seen how people, just positively achieve what they wanted, from having a baby to ranking the board examinations in the world. And I was like, I must be doing something right, so let me continue doing this. And I've been doing training, coaching for the past 6 years now. But last year
mm,
during the pandemic, I've seen, there's a lot of articles, news, how much women, especially mothers, are suffering. So last year
yeah.
I asked myself the question, because I was also starting to feel depressed already with the lockdown, and I was
Mm-mm,
binge
mm-mm.
watching on Netflix. So I asked myself
I
that
can
I
relate.
asked, yes, relate, right? I mean, during the time that you're on lockdown, you don't know what to do. You just do something that will keep you busy. And for me, that was Netflix. And I was like, what is the best use of my time, and how can I really help others? And I reflect back on, okay, I was able to help most of my students who work with me are mothers, and they have
Mm-mm.
struggles in terms of their career, in terms of their relationship with the husband, in terms of their salaries. And I was like, so let me use all my energy now to help working moms. That's why I had an
Yeah.
idea to join that female founder competition for Southeast Asia,
The built to last, right?
the Built the Last Foundation. It was really it was in my mind. I was like, if I will use my time, the best time is to use it by helping mothers, because I know how much I suffered, how much my kids have suffered. The whole family was affected when I was experiencing stress and burnout. So I was like,
Mm-mm.
since a lot of mothers are going through this stage, let me use my story to now help others
Mm,
before me.
right. What helped you the most, like out of stress and burnout? Like, what do you think were some of the things that really clicked for you, that also motivated you to become this coach, like to take the challenge to become like this coach for this academy? Like, what were some of the specific maybe tools that were most helpful to you?
I think in terms of tools, the most powerful tool up to this date that I'm using is 100% ownership of everything
Ownership.
that's happening to me. So when I was
Yes.
going through that burnout, depression, didn't even know there's a terminology for that. I just know that I'm not okay, because either I'm always sick, I'm always at the
Mm-mm.
clinic, my kids are getting sick. If you don't find me in the house, I'm outside doing retail shopping, and I was feeling
Mm-mm.
empty and unhappy. And that time
Mm.
my husband asked me that question, are we okay?
Yeah.
And I know we are not okay, but I bravely said, we are not okay because I am not okay. So when I
Mm.
started to accept that I am not okay, and I asked him, can you give me that time to find myself? So that is when I started to take one training after another, which led me to a
Right.
lot of learning. But all through this, I mean, situation, learning, I think I can learn as much, but without
Mhm.
understanding and also applying those learnings and taking 100% accountability to apply what I
Yes.
learned, then it doesn't make sense at all. So that is the
Yeah.
thing that always works for me, taking ownership of everything, my emotions, my learning. That's it.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. I love that I had to quote it over there. Take 100% ownership for yourself. And for me, that's really an aspect of, leadership with humility. So what are some of the maybe values that you have started to imbibe, being somebody who's, I don't like to say anti-burnout, but proactive against it, right? What are some of the values that you hold dear as a working mom so that you're not compromising your health, your state of well-being?
When I was doing a lot of exercises, the question that you always need to ask yourself is your values. Because when you're aligned with your values, that is when everything flows into the right order. And my three top core values has always been family, love, and service. So that is
Mm,
why I experienced burnout because, I was not spending the time that I wanted with my small kids because of the demands of work. So that
yeah.
time when I was experiencing burnout, my family's life is revolving around work. But it should
Mm-mm.
be, it should be the
The
other way
other way
around.
around,
Yeah,
right?
yes. So I learned it the hard way. So that's why I was like, if somebody told me it has to be like that, I would have changed it. And
Mm,
second is love, because I realize also, if I do anything and everything which is inspired by love, I am never wrong. My decisions will always be right. And if I always do it also, the last value is about service. If you always think of serving and helping others, then that is actually where the flow also is. And you always, I'll say, you
yeah.
move with peace and grace, knowing that whatever you're doing is really valuable to you and to others also. So my values are really the compass, my north
Mm,
compass, as they call it. So
yes.
that has been my guide all the
I
time.
love that. Your values are your compass. Take that in, ladies. Your values are your compass. I love that. I love what you also said. If I'm inspired by love, I will never be wrong. That is such wisdom there because you cannot go wrong with love and acceptance. And I think that's what keeps you humble. For those of you who don't know, Wanda and I have been working together one on one since last year as she's been birthing Working Moms Academy. And I really am so inspired to witness her every time we have sessions. Um, I'm always excited to be her coach because she's a woman that really takes action, and at the same time she does it without hustling. She does it without forcing. So once I want you to know that I see that in you, that you treat yourself with love, and that overspills into your mission. Okay. So
Yeah.
maybe one thing I want to ask you is how can people like us, moms, positively impact our children? Because we are the first leaders of our children, right? So what are some tips that you have personally to always like positively impact your kids, and of course we can't protect them from their challenges and from some pain and sorrows, but you personally, what are some of the ways that you parent your girls so that at the end of even their challenges, it's a positive outcome for them?
Okay. I, I parent my kids by questioning. I've learned it's the most powerful tool. I don't command my kids. Like, for example, if they do have assignments, I will not tell them, do your assignments. I will say, what time are you planning to do your assignment? So
Mm-mm.
this way, I give them accountability and
Mm,
responsibility. And also they accept it because I'm not pushing it. Because, the generally
yeah.
parenting style is do this now, right?
It's conditional, right?
Yes, it's always
Oo.
conditional. But for me, really what's empowering is when I give my kids the responsibility and accountability to make their own choices. I don't
Mm,
really, I allow them to use gadgets, but with caution also. There are also
right.
boundaries. And I can always have that, I think number two is open communication. I'm very open with my kids. If I need help, if I did something wrong, I will say sorry. And I think that leads me to the third, if be the change you want to see in your kids. If
I
you
love
want your
that.
kids to tell the truth, always only tell the truth.
Mm,
And I never sugarcoat anything. If I don't know anything, I will really say, why don't you Google it? Because mommy don't want to give you the wrong
right,
information. So I
right.
and I also know when my kids lie. So right away I will say, I only have kids who tell the truth. So let us talk
Right.
what is true.
How can you
So
tell? What are some tips for parents to be able to tell that their kids are
uh, I think,
lying?
the good thing about others, we know how to read body signals, right?
Mm, yeah.
So for me, if my kids are uncomfortable already, I can see the body language right away if they're not
Mm.
telling the truth. Also, there's something called Q in the eyes. Like
Oh yeah.
if you're looking from the right, it's a memory. But if you're looking from the left
Yes,
eye,
eye
it's
accessing.
yeah, eye accessing. If you're looking from the left, you're constructing something. So, and when I ask
Mm.
something, I will look at these body cues from the eye movement. That if they
Yes.
are not relaxed from the way they sit down, I already know something's happening. Or if they have an
Mm-mm.
assignment and they're crying, I know something happening. I mean, I know something happened in school if they are not,
Right.
operating joyfully because that's
Mm.
always I can see what's wrong. And I always tell my kids, mommy's dream for you is to be happy. Always.
Yes.
So when
Always,
they're
always.
always. So when they're fighting, okay, they got a new toy, but they're fighting over it. So the only question I will ask, why did mommy buy you that toy? And they will
Mm.
say,
Again,
because you want us to be happy. Then what is this toy bringing to you? And they were like, I'm sorry, mommy. Okay, we will talk this out.
I love the
So
questioning. Yeah.
really questioning is very powerful. The good thing about it, you can never get wrong about questioning, and it
Yeah.
saves my day. Sometimes they will just cry. The first question I also ask solution focused questions. So one time they were crying, they fought, then one daughter came to me and said, "Mommy, she did blah blah and blah blah." So the first thing I will ask, what's the brighter side here? And
Mm-mm.
first she will stop crying. Then second, it will be very difficult for her to think right. So she will just say, I have a sister. So at
Mm.
least she found the good in the bad. And that is always how
Yeah.
I want them to grow up. So these are the parenting tools that I constantly use. And I always tell my kids, if I'm doing this because I love you. Because sometimes they get upset. I'm all over the place, reminding them to
Right.
brush their teeth or do this and that. And I also always tell my kids, I can back off anytime, and I
I
can.
love that.
But I'm doing this. I'm reminding you. I'm checking your teeth. I'm checking your hair because I love you. So if you don't
Right.
want mommy to love you this way, tell me now. So
I
that
love
works well
that.
for us.
And how old are they now? I mean, I know that you have a preteen already, diba?
Oh, yes. My eldest is now 11. She's turning 12. But
Oh,
really, she is
yes.
just 1 inch below me now. And
Yeah.
my youngest is 8. She's turning 9 this year.
Yeah. What's one lesson that you want to thank your girls for teaching you?
I think when my kids were born, I was reborn. I
Mm.
learned how to live life again, appreciate every little thing. So every day I tell my daughters, I learn from you how to live life
Oh,
this way.
that's beautiful. That's
So
beautiful.
And I always ask them a lot of questions, every day. It's like, I have this problem. What do you think do I need to do? And they will always have answers. So they
Mm-mm.
really have so much wisdom if we just have the courage to ask them questions also.
And I have to credit you for using this approach of questioning them. It's like I think your gifts as a coach also rub off as well in the parenting, right? So I really think that moms, whether you're working or not, we can really benefit from learning tools and learning ways to kind of deal with the very real situations in parenting. And a lot of this ones you make available in the Working Moms Academy. So that's my last question today would be, what can working moms, look forward to in Working Moms Academy, especially regarding some of the parenting tips you gave today, some of the um, personal growth tips that you gave today? Like, what can they look forward to in that space?
So, Working Moms Academy, the goal is really to help moms overcome the stress and overwhelm of every day so they can avoid burnout. And, we mothers, we did not learn anything from school or from
Mm-mm.
corporate experience or any experience in life how to be a mother. That's why Working Moms Academy is always about, learning from other moms in terms of how do you parent your kids, How do you stop struggling with money? How do you talk
Yeah.
to your husband so he will listen? Every week, actually, that's why, it's very interesting. I have a lot of guests who shares their own expertise, how to really manage life, family, and career. And for this March, we have the topic of Mindful March. I mean, you covered the topic body compassing, which is really interesting. A lot of people
One of my
are
favorites.
very. Yes, they were very happy saying, "Oh, is it that simple?" Listening to your body is something that we all neglect. And next week is going to be how to stop struggling with money. Mafe will be my guest on mindful parenting,
Yay!
which makes me very
Awesome.
excited because she has that, the age of her kids is something
Mm,
that's, her experience in terms of parenting is something that a lot of mothers will learn from in terms of what did you did right, in the eldest, and what are you correcting on the youngest, right? Because
yes.
mindful parenting is all about just conscious parenting, and every person has
Yeah.
their own style. So which makes it worthwhile to learn from other mothers also. That is what Working Mom Academy is all about. Moms learning from other moms on business, entrepreneurship, life, so that moms
Mm,
can succeed personally and professionally.
yes. And it says here, that's true. If only there's an idiot guide to being a mom or a parent in general. I love that. I can't see who gave this comment, but thank you. And then Michelle says, Wanda, your kids are lucky to have you. Yes, they are. And that's one of the
Thank
reasons why
you.
I also am really grateful to be a coach. Not that coaches think that we're better than other people, but we get to learn things that we use to help our family, to help our children. Yes. Oh, it's Polly. Hey, Polly. Polly's joining us from Switzerland. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
It's very beautiful in Switzerland.
It
I hope to go
is.
back
It is. It's my
someday.
dream. Oh, you've been? I'm so jealous. I've never
No, no, I've
I've
been
never
there
been there.
last August 2009, 2018. See, I think
Love it.
the good thing about my work is that I get to travel to many countries. So
I
that's good
know.
thing about it. So, but I miss it
Yeah.
also. I cannot travel now.
Soon, soon. Let's see how this
Oh,
all
yes.
goes, right? Okay, everybody. What is one piece of encouragement that you want to give all of the people watching, except for Nico, is a working mom. Okay. So what
I think
what is your
Nico,
encouragement? Except Nico, thank you, Nico. Well, what encouragement can you give our viewers today? That maybe you're inspired to give, from God, from Source right now.
I think it will also apply to Nico, not only to the mothers.
Yes, of
You know,
course.
the word for me this year is remember. I mean, there is a website, wordoftheyear.me, which I always go to in terms of just discerning what is God's message for me this year. Last year was
Mm,
about passion. So it's really about, getting clear on my passion and how to help others. This year is about
mm,
remember. And I think
mm,
that's the message I want to tell others. If you
mm,
just remember who you are and what you
mm,
are here for and what you are meant to do, I mean, it's
mm,
very easy now to move with ease and grace every day. You don't have to know everything. The problem with me
yes.
before, I just have to know everything, but it just kills me in the process because I am a control freak. But I learned how to live one guidance at a time, one intuitive guidance
Love.
at a time, as they call it. So every day, I always just ask the question, what can I do today to move forward or to help somebody or, whichever goal I have. And I always ask for, help me perform the miracle you want of me. The truth is that God
Mm,
always knows what we need even before we ask for it. But if we just allow ourselves to become the vessel of whatever project He wants to give birth through us, then it
yes.
becomes, well, the right people will come, like the right mentor. Working Moms Academy was also born because of Martin. I only had it framed in my mind. But for me to really, give birth through it, you really need mentors and coaches to
Mm,
help you
yeah.
every day to make it happen. So that's it for me. Just be clear and remember who you are because you are unique as your fingerprint, and you have really
Yes.
unique mission in this world that only you can fulfill. If you can do that, you will sleep with peace and you will wake up
Mm,
in joy because knowing that you are here to do something.
wonderful. I love that. I love what you said about we are a vessel that God pours his inspiration into. And that's why I love the dynamic of the feminine and the masculine. Because the feminine is us, not just women, but if you have a desire, if you have an idea, if you have something that you've thought about, that you downloaded from God, and you need to birth it, what you need to birth it is that masculine energy, the coach, the space, the container, the academy. All of those things are the beautiful masculine aspects of our mission going out there. So once, thank you for that. Guys, take that advice with you. Remember who you are. I love that. That was such a great quotable from Wanda right there. So, Wands, where can people find you if they want to look you up, if they want to get in touch with you?
The best way to connect with me is on LinkedIn. So just type Wandalin Tan Kalupig. Or you can
Mhm.
also find me in Facebook. Except that you're in Facebook, I post, I'm there, but I don't get to engage. So
Yes,
if you
yes.
really want to find me, the best way to find me is on LinkedIn. I also do a
Yeah.
lot of LinkedIn live every week. It's live
Mm.
streaming with my Facebook also. So whichever platform you are, I am also there. But and on
Your
Facebook,
LinkedIn's your favorite.
yes, LinkedIn is my favorite. Although in
All
Facebook,
right.
I already have somebody supporting me. So you can, of course, connect with me also on Facebook and somebody will reach out to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Wanda, founder of Working Moms Academy. Thank you, my darling. And we'll talk tomorrow. We have a
Yes,
session
thank
tomorrow.
you.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Martin.
All right. So
Hi,
that was
Martin, can I
one.
just promote my YouTube channel? Sorry, I
Oh,
forgot
yeah,
something.
sure, sure, sure.
I'm
Yes.
also on YouTube. So for those of you who want to read, I have a lot of webinars last year and the last few years and this year. Everything I've posted it on Working Moms Academy's YouTube
Mm.
channel. So you just type Working Moms Academy and there are already 30 plus resources that you can start watching.
Wow.
So I hope that's helpful to everybody who's watching.
I'm so sure. And thank you for generously providing so many resources. Guys, if you go to workingmomsacademy.com, you can sign up for a ton of free webinars that are already waiting for you. Plus, Wanda and the rest of us who are coaches, I'll be there also teaching about feminine productivity. I'm so excited about that. Watch out for that. And there are so many other resources, career coaching, mom coaching, even support for how to be a better spouse, be a better mother. And there's just so much that you can benefit from as a member of Working Mom Academy. So go and check it out today, workingmomsacademy.com. Thank you, Wanda, so much for being here with me.
Thank you, Martin. Happy International Women's Day to you, to Mafe, and to everybody
Yes,
who's watching, except Nico.
except Nico's there because his mom is so wonderful. Okay. Thank you so much. So, guys, that's been it for our first episode of In Feminine Leadership. We talked to Wanda Tankalupig, the founder and head coach at the Working Moms Academy. It is a wonderful portal for you to get support out of burnout and into bliss as a working mom. So go check that out. Meanwhile, stay tuned. Tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Manila, 8:30 a.m. Eastern, we have another episode. I'll be featuring another wonderful coach that I've been working with and who leads in her own way. So until then, please stay tuned to In Feminine Leadership. We're coming to you every day, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of March in celebration of Women's Month. Until then, make sure that you take time to know the real you. Bye-bye.